I'm gonna go out and show also now how it looks in the garden before we have started growing it. It's time for gardening season. I'm so excited. Look here is what's growing inside so far. Here we have a lot of vegetables. Tomato plants over here, and here we have some celery, and growing all kinds of things here also. Behind me, we have more tomatoes in the window. I think I'm looking forward most to tomatoes and kale. I love growing kale. Like last year, I wish I would have grown more kale, so now I've been adding some more of that. And this is just so exciting. I love this. I love seeing the vegetables. Well, it's not vegetables yet, but plants here in this room. Like you see, they have taken over the whole room. Oh, so this is our creative room where, yeah, we do all kinds of crafts and things with Elionai, but during this season, it becomes a planting room, and it's just so nice to see all the fresh green. And we started like growing things when it was snowing outside. That feels like such a big contrast. But so to get into it, why do I choose to grow vegetables in Norway? Well, simple answer, it's awesome. But to get into it a little bit more, I have wanted to grow like things since, not very serious, but always thought that it's so nice if you can grow your own food. And when we then moved to this place last year, we got the opportunity to get a slot of our landlord's field to grow things on. So last year was actually the first year that we had a real vegetable garden, and it was very nice. I mean, it's amazing to get to eat food from your own garden. When having a whole meal where everything was from the garden, it's such a feeling in that. And one big reason why I want to grow my own food is because it's a lot healthier. So good to be able to eat nutritious food. I mean, it's much more nutritious when you take it directly from the garden, fresh from the garden, instead of that it's been transported all over the world and lost a lot of nutrition and has been pesticides on. Here we are growing organic food, so it's no pesticides, and that's just feeling very nice to know that your food is safe to eat and nutritious. So I love that part of it. And also that I just like to learn. It feels like such a important part of life, like to see where does the food come from, and that whole like circle of life. I think it can teach you a lot about God, and that's also one of the reasons why I want to grow food, for helping Elionai to see like object lessons in the gardening. And we can learn very much about God by looking at his nature and how things work. And just this whole process of taking care of the plants, I think, is very good for development. There are so many benefits to growing your own food. It's health-wise super good. It's relaxing because you're doing something that is worthwhile, but you can't really stress with it. It just needs to take its time. And you know in the end also it will give a good product that is good for your body, and it also saves money. Maybe not in the beginning when you need to invest in some tools and soil and build it up, but after that, especially if you learn to like take the seeds from last year, like I've saved some seeds. So I've done some experimenting with that now. Like I've made some bags from last year from the zucchinis and trying to grow it here. Planted some, seeing if it grows up, and actually all these tomatoes except 4 came from seeds from last year. So that's amazing when you become more and more self-sustained like that, then you can save a lot of money. And if I compare the zucchini that we got from our garden with the ones from the store, whew, that's crazy. Ours were so much bigger and obviously so much cheaper. Like, organic vegetables in Norway are crazy expensive. So to grow it yourself, oh, you save quite a lot on that. And just then the health benefits of being outside a lot, being in the sunshine, digging in the soil, is even proven to be good for allergies and good for your immune system, for your gut flora, to get good healthy bacteria there. So you have so many health benefits of it. And I just, love that it's such a joyful thing to do, while at the same time you get so much benefits. I think God created us to be out in nature and to be in connection with his creation. So that's a big reason also. And yes, because it's fun. I didn't per se see myself as someone that would be a gardener or be good at this. I'm quite insecure when it comes to growing the food, like feeling like I have no idea what I'm doing. That's how I felt last year. Now this year, I feel a bit more that I know what to do, because I've seen a life cycle of the vegetables. So this year feels even nicer. Now I also know more of the benefits of it. I mean, we had zucchini and potatoes until winter, fresh from the garden. I still have things in the freezer fresh from the garden. So every time I take that out, I'm like, ooh, this is from our own garden. That's just, so nice. I repeat that so much, I notice. But now you just get the real version here. It's a bit repetitive, but hope you're staying with me. I'm gonna go out and show also now how it looks in the garden before we have started growing it. Yeah, and we also built a compost this year, because that is, as you need to like top up your soil and buy things for that. But I thought, if we are gonna live here for some time more, how awesome isn't it if you have your own soil, then you can use the like organic food traces. I don't know what that's called in English, like the leftovers of the food, and make your own soil. It takes, of course, some time, maybe 2 years before it becomes soil. But we started now, we built our own compost. It was a fun project with the family. So that was very nice. As you hear, I can definitely recommend growing your veggies. So just to give a little bit of a glimpse of some of the things growing here. If you don't know how things look like before they grow, this is a leek. It's not yet standing up, but it will be very nice when it grows a bit more. And here, the tomato plants. And it's getting fuller and fuller in here, because first we grow them like this, and then it looks like, they don't take so much space. But when all these, you see I've put 2 in some and more in some others, when they need to get to bigger pots, I don't even know where I'm gonna put everything. And you see our solution here, studio lights. It can be used for more than filming. It's actually really nice, because they need a lot of light in the beginning. It's not so bright in here, like living in Norway, we don't always have so much sunshine, and it's not shining in so much here, so they need some extra, else they will be growing very thin and high and not so stable. Here's some paprika. Oh, let's see there. I was a little bit late with planting the paprika, so we'll see if they have time to produce so much. But I thought it was better to just do it. And that is something, if you feel a bit curious about growing your own food, but you feel insecure, you feel that you don't really know how to do it, I totally get that. That's how I felt the whole last year, before that, and why I didn't start earlier. But I would say, yes, start with something. And then you take it from there. You learn as you go. It's just like having a child. You don't know how to deal with all different stages of their life when they are born, but you grow with the child. The same with the planting. You learn some things, and yeah, it's just amazing in the beginning to just get to taste the first thing that succeeded to grow. And if things don't succeed, okay, well, you learn from that too. So just dare to start it. And even if you don't have a garden yet, you can grow some things on your balcony, and it's so worth it. If you have the possibility though, if you live in the city and have the possibility to get out of the city, totally do that. Especially if you're a Christian, I would recommend moving out to the countryside. It has so much benefits, both health-wise and for spiritual reason, to be closer to God's nature. And especially as we know, like in the future, we don't know how close future can be already now, very close. Yeah, that we know that it's gonna come a time, prophetically speaking, that will be very hard, and when God's people will not be able to buy and sell. So for that reason also, I definitely recommend, like, try to get out to the countryside and start growing your own food. It will benefit you and your whole family in a lot of different ways. So yeah, that was just a little trying to inspire you to get to the countryside. I really, honestly, really believe that it's great. Listen to this quote. There is not one family in 100 who will be improved physically, mentally, or spiritually by residing in the city. Faith, hope, love, happiness can far better be gained in retired places where there are fields and hills and trees. Take your children away from the sight of sounds of the city, away from the rattle and din of streetcars and teams, and their minds will become more healthy. It will be found easier to bring home to their hearts the truth of the Word of God. So now I thought to take you out to the garden so you get to see it before it's green. So we'll see here. Oh, I actually need to have my shoes. Elionai and Melvin are playing outside. We've had 2 super nice days here. Oh, that got bright. 2 super nice days here with sunshine. It felt like summer. We've been sitting out on the balcony or veranda, and that's been awesome. And now it's not as sunny, but that's okay. We made a compost when it was nice and sunny. So I'm happy for that. Let me know also if you like this concept of just me taking you with in a very unofficial way, just sharing something like this from my life, from our life. If you like this concept, it gets of course a bit longer than just blowing, but yeah, maybe you like it. Okay, out here. Yeah. Squeezing. Oh, hot. It's not too warm, but you can still go out like this. Hey!
Hello.
You're playing.
Wow,
Nice.
this is more than 50. I think maybe come too.
That's nice. So here we have the garden, and right now it's, as you see, looking just brown. And in 2 months or something, then it will have started growing here. And in 3 months, wait, where are we now? We are in April, May, June, July, maybe in 4 months. So in 4 months it will be all green and amazing. So here is the garden place. It's going all the way from there, here, and I'm trying to do with crop rotation. So having 4 different places so that they can move, because some things shouldn't grow where some other things have been growing. And this year it's really amazing. We're gonna get to actually grow from that tree all the way to this flagpole. We're gonna get one more section here to grow in. That's gonna be so nice. So there we're gonna put some zucchini and potatoes and hopefully get some tofu from the neighbors, because last year the zucchini and the potatoes really liked that. So here I'm gonna go away and you get to see a bit how we live. So here's our house. Here we were growing pumpkins last year on this hill, and then here was the big field with vegetables. I will insert so you can see how it looked like last year. Oh, this is so nice. I enjoyed, like a few days ago we were out here to take away some of the things that were left over from last year. Like the deer had eaten all of the kale. I thought to see, because that can stay for 2 years, but there was no point in saving it. It was just all eaten up. I hope they enjoyed it. So I enjoyed so much just being out here and taking those things away, starting to dig in the soil. It gives so much peace to just be out in the nature like this. So even if you don't have like a big space where you can grow things, start with what you have. You can even grow like potatoes in a bag.
Hello.
Hello.
Katja just shared a verse that literally came to mind just a few days ago when we shared it with a friend. It's in Psalm 104, verse 14. He causes the grass to grow for the cattle and vegetation for the service of man, that he may bring forth food from the earth.
That's a very nice verse. I love that.
That was my contribution for this video.
Thank you, babe. That's perfect. Because that's really, that is why it's also so nice to grow things, because you know when you see like that little green thing start coming, that, oh wow, isn't that amazing? God has put life in it. For every vegetable he has put life in it, and that's why it's coming up. To see God's power in those details, and to know that he's doing that for caring for us, I think that is a very nice part of growing your own food, that it feels like it takes you closer to God. So thank you, babe, for that contribution.
You're welcome.
So I just wanted to share this. Now you get to see a little bit here of the garden before it has started growing, and then you can get to see later when things are growing here. I hope you enjoyed to hear why we are growing food, why I like it, and hope that it can inspire you to also want to grow some things and do the best what you can where you are. So take care, see you in another video. Bye bye.